Back again, and welcome back to another short utility video. And in this one, we're going to be creating another small class called Sortable, and this is going to help us sort our columns within our data table. So we're going to be jumping straight to it like we normally do. We're going to create a file in our utilities directory called sortable.php and just build that out. Declare strict types equal 1 and say namespace is going to be magma, that's going to be utility, right? To be class sortable, and I'm going to declare a couple of properties, and then we're going to build them out and explain to you what they're doing. So the first is going to be a protected array to be columns. Second is going to be another protected string. It's going to be columns, singular. And next one is going to be protected string, and that's going to be order. We got our next one called protected string, which is going to be direction. Our next protected string, which is going to be sort direction, and the last one is the protected string. It's just going to be class, and I'm going to set a default of highlight, which is a CSS class. I'm going to initialize this with an empty string as well. Right, now we've got a constructor method which we're going to accept one argument. So it's going to be public function construct, and that argument is going to be an array. It's going to take an array of columns, of default columns that we want to sort by, right? So we're going to throw an exception if that columns is not set. So to say if empty columns, then we're going to throw a new base invalid argument exception, to say something generic like invalid argument, please specify a default columns array, something like that. Right, so throwing an exception if there's no argument set. Then we're going to pipe it. This columns equal columns, just like that. And we've piped this first protected property, which is an array of columns, to the argument coming in. Right, now I'm just going to build out some method that we're going to return. So the first method I'm going to build out is going to be get column, right? And that's going to return a string. So let's build this out. So we're saying if is array this columns, right? Then we're going to say this column, which is the second property we're assigning the value to, which is this property. Say this column equal to say if is it get column, right? And in array get column. Let's fix that. And in array get column, this columns, then want to return that value within the column get query, right? Else, just return the first index of this columns and set it to 0, just like that. So we're saying if this column, if we've got a value, let's just return it. Just return this column, singular. So we're saying the array we're taking in through the constructor is going to have some index. So we're checking if the value within the get query column, if we've got a value that, if we've got an index that matches that index within the this columns that's coming through our constructor. If we have, then we're going to assign the value to this property, this column, which is singular, right? So the next method is going to be public function get direction. Get direction. And I'm going to say this order, which is the next property that I'm assigning the value to, this property, to say this order equal is it get order. That's the next part of our query parameter within our URI. Then I'm going to say and str to lower, to say get order, that's going to be equal descending, then descending, else ascending, just like that. To say if this order going to return this order, just like so, and that's going to be a string as well. Then the next method is going to be public function be sort direction, right? And what we're going to do with this, we're going to assign the this direction property. To say this direction equal str replace, right? So we want to replace some values within an array. So we could say array, we could say as, which is ASE, which is ascending, and descending, and we want to replace them with our next array of values. And ascending, we want that to be up, and descending, we want that to be down. So I'm going to say up and down, right? And we're going to replace whatever value we're getting from the method above, which is the get direction, because this menu is going to return one of these values, descending or ascending, based on the order from the get query, right? So we're using the str replace function, replacing either one of these within this array to either one of these within this array, and this is how we're going to actually get our icon or up and down icon that we're going to display within our column that we're sorting, right? So I want to say if this direction, then just return the direction, and that also is returning a string. And you notice that these methods, there's no arguments, right? Now the next method I'm going to create is public function sort descending ascending, just like so. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to say if this get direction, then I want to return this get direction equal ascending, fix that properly, ascending, then descending, else ascending, just like that. That is all that method is going to return. And the last one we're going to create is to return our class. It's going to be a public function, call it getClass. It's just going to return what we've set as default, which is going to be highlight. And that's going to be as simple as it gets for our table sorting. So please again see the data component or the data table component video to see how we've implemented these classes and these methods. So thanks again, guys. This is going to be another short video. Please like, share and subscribe to the videos, and please stay tuned for more videos coming up within this particular series very shortly.